Hey, what's going on, YouTube world? Welcome back to another live stream. Tonight, we are going to be talking about the state of business funding. We're going to be talking about things to keep in mind as you go about on your business funding journey to get your first or your next $50,000. So, if you have not yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video. Last night, we did a live stream teaching you how to actually file CFPB complaints. A lot of people enjoyed the content, but you did not like the video. So make sure you like the video, family, and we're going to get you some help tonight. Tonight, we're doing the state of business funding. Okay. So if you have questions about credit, if you need credit repair help, if you need to structure your personal credit, or you just kind of need to figure out what route to take to get some funding for your business, I put the link to join the live stream in the description. So you can join the live stream in the description, right? Or you can like the video and share the video out. All right. So I got to make sure I say that. So, real quick, the ebook comes out March 15th. Okay. I've been in here diligently working. We're getting the last little bit of edits done. We got it over to the people to make it into a little flip book. So, it's going to be like a flip book where you can flip the pages and stuff like that. So, it's going to be dope. So, we're working on that. If you want to join the waiting list so you know exactly when the ebook comes out, you need to go to easyfundingbook.com. I'll put the link in the description and I'll put it in the chat. But real quick, the other thing I was going to say, for everybody who ordered a pre-sale copy of the book, we sent you an email. You will be invited to a special funding call next Friday. Okay, so if you got pre-sale, you will be invited to a special funding call next Friday. I'm literally going to have one of my personal bankers on the call. He's literally going to be on the call answering questions. It's not me answering the questions. It's him, the banker that we get a lot of approvals with, right? We're going to have Rock Financial, one of our funding partners. He's going to be on the call live telling you exactly how to get funding for lines of credit, term loans, equipment loans for those of you in trucking, or if you're looking for buying a piece of equipment. They will be on the call as well, on the Zoom call next Friday. Okay. And for those of you, so the first 100 people who order the ebook, you will be invited to that call. So the ebook comes out Wednesday. The first 100 people to purchase the ebook, you will be invited to that call as well. And that is a call where we're literally going to have our business bankers on there from Bank of America, Truist, Rock Financial, and a few other banks, national banks. I'm going to have the bankers, the actual bankers that we get funding from, on the call. All you have to do to join that call is just buy your ebook. Get your ebook. It comes out. We're going to be doing giveaways. We got, gift cards. We're giving away money. And I'm going to be giving away a special prize. I'm giving away 2 spots in our one-on-one accelerator program. So if you need some one-on-one help, or you just need some guidance or anything like that, you're going to have an opportunity. 2 people are going to have an opportunity to join me, and I'm going to personally walk you through how to get your first or your next $150,000 to $200,000 in funding. I'm going to show you how to structure your personal credit, clean your personal credit, and how to build business credit. And I'm going to show you exactly what banks to go to and what sequence. All right. So let's talk about the state of business funding right now, right? Somebody said, toss me the gift card. I got you. I got you right now, solutionist. All you got to do is tap easyfundingbook.com and it's on the way. So basically, somebody's going to get the ebook for free. We're giving away 2 $200 gift cards, 2 spots in the accelerator program. I'm going to be giving away free credit repair every day this week. So tonight, 2 people are going to get a chance to win credit repair. So that's what we're doing. That's how we rocking. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you share this out, man. The content that I put out, I just ask that you share it, right? If it's valuable to you, if it's helpful to you, if the information works. I get on the phone calls with a lot of people who say, hey, your information helped, help me do this, X, Y, Z, share it out. Don't be stingy with the information. All right. So let's talk about the state of business funding. What's going on with business funding right now? What I'm seeing, where we're having the best success, for myself personally and for my students and clients, where we see the sweet spot, right? And it really boils down to really 3 things that I'm seeing, right, that I feel are very, very important to pay attention to if you're looking to get funding. So again, IG, if if you're watching this live and you need credit repair help, you need funding help, if you need to ask a question, you can join the live stream live. Okay, we're doing Q&A tonight, so you can join the live stream live. You can join the live stream live on YouTube as well. YouTube, make sure y'all share this out. Solution said the CFP video was fire. Shared it on my YouTube, folks. Definitely need to have you on the channel. I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do it, Solutionist. I'm with it. Let's do it. But here's the three key things you need to be paying attention to get your first or your next $50,000. And that's what I break down in the ebook, how to actually get your first or your next $50,000 in business funding. So number one is going to be, you need primary accounts. I cannot stress this enough. You need to have accounts in your personal name tied to your personal social security card. You cannot finesse your way through authorized users and people adding you on, all these different cards, and none of them are in your name. None of them show you being able to handle any amount of debt or any amount of credit that a bank has lent you. Now, for those of you who are new to credit unions is going to be your best friend, right? You can go to ibanknet.com, get the list of all the credit unions in your state, and start just applying for membership. Because the reason why I say the credit unions are vital is because right now the credit unions, they're lending at a higher rate than even the banks. Okay. The banks are still lending, right? BOAs, the Chase, the cities. We consistently get, $25,000, $30,000, $50,000 business credit card approvals with Chase. But right now, I am noticing for people who have a thin profile, less than 5 primary accounts, you don't get as much. Even if you have an 800 credit score, if your credit score is 800, but you only have maybe 3-4 primary accounts, maybe you paid off a house, paid off a car, you got a couple credit cards, you keep the balances paid off or pretty low, right? You'll have an 800 credit score, and I take you to Chase, and you're only getting 10K, because you have a thin profile, right? We've had a couple students get 25,000. We've had a couple students get 50,000. And the main difference I'm seeing between the 25,000 and the 50,000 approvals is the length and history, the history. You need to have age, trade lines, authorized users. They do help. They are great for vanity. They do make your scores go up. But for approvals, right? Remember, we talked about FICO scores in the ebook. There's a difference between approval scores and you have approval scores and then you have review scores. The review scores are going to be anytime you go on Capital One, Bank of America, any of your banking institutions where they give you your credit score. They say, hey, this is your credit score for the month. Like Wells Fargo, my Wells Fargo credit card. Every time I log in, they'll say, hey, this is what your credit score currently is. That's not necessarily the score that's going to get me approved for auto loan or business credit card, personal credit card, etc. Okay. And the other thing to keep in mind when you're talking about adding primary accounts. So if you just joined the live stream tonight, we're talking about the state of business funding. The state of business funding, 3 things to pay attention to in order to get your first 50 or your next $50,000 in funding. So the first thing is going to be primary accounts. You need primary accounts. How many? Ideally, you want to have about 7 to 10. But if you have 5 revolving accounts with limits of $2,000 to $5,000, I think you're in a good spot. Okay. And I kind of break that down in the ebook in more detail, but 5 accounts, 5 revolving accounts. You need a good mix. So if you have a mortgage, that's great. Or if you paid off a house, that's great. You just need to have some type of installment loan, whether it's student loans, mortgage, auto loan, something that you had an installment on for at least 12 to 24 months. All right. So if you guys are on Instagram, make sure you hop in the live stream. If you have questions, you can hit the add button right at the bottom. I'm going to be doing some Q&A. If you have questions about funding, you can ask your questions on YouTube as well. So make sure you guys are tapping in. Make sure if you're on YouTube, you're sharing out this video, like this content, like the video, share it out. When we get to 20 views on YouTube, we're gonna do 2 credit repair giveaways. So we're gonna help 2 people free, no cost. We're gonna clean your credit. We're gonna help you structure your personal credit. So let's get to 20 people. 20 people on the live. I'm on my K Samuels, man. Rest in peace. But so primary accounts is gonna really carry you now and really pretty much into the future. I mean, you want to get to the point where every quarter in your building journey, right? So we talk about that too in the book. You're gonna be in building mode or you're gonna be in maintenance mode, right? If you're in building mode, you need to be adding those primary accounts pretty much, I would say, quarterly for maybe the first year of building credit. So maybe your first year, if you have 0 to 5 accounts, every quarter you may want to add 2 accounts. You may want to start with the Apple Card. The Apple Card is a pretty easy one to get approved, even if you don't have a lot of established credit. The Capital One Platinum Card, they have a secure option. They have an unsecured option. I personally would say if you don't have any credit at all, right? Because I was just talking to someone who just joined the accelerator program. They had some issues, some challenges, and doesn't have any established credit. So what I told him was, hey, look, let's start with the secured cards, right? He had a lot of liquid capital. Let's start with secured cards, and then let's get the ones that are unsecured. So you can start with Discover. Discover is a great secured credit card, and it unsecures pretty rapidly. It usually within 3 to 6 months you can get it unsecured, right? So Discover card. That's one of my go-tos for building credit. Now, you could start off with maybe like a Navy Federal secure card. I don't like the Navy Federal secure cards play because they have internal data scores. They have their own internal scores. And so even if you have a high personal credit score with Navy or a low personal credit score, they do their own internal data points. So I will build a relationship with them, and we're gonna get into that. How that should look. But as far as applying for some funding with Navy Federal to build credit, I would maybe do a secured loan versus secured credit card with Navy specifically. And then you got for high limits, you could get PenFed. PenFed is great. Pennsylvania State Employees Credit Union. They're still on fire. They're still giving high limits. Business and personal. And what else? Credit unions is going to be your best friend to get some primary accounts, right? Because ideally, remember, think about it like this. With a credit union, one hard inquiry, you could get a line of credit, you could get a mortgage, or no, not a mortgage. Let's say you could get a line of credit, you can get an auto loan, and maybe if you wanted to, you could get a personal loan. Well, as we know, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citi, they don't even offer personal loans, right? And you're going to get the best rate, most likely, with a credit union. So primary accounts you need to be focused on. Like for me, right? I built my profile with a lot of Navy products, right? I had the Navy Federal Platinum card. I had that Platinum card. That was my first credit card with Navy. And then I got a personal line of credit and I got a personal loan, right? I got all of that within maybe like a 2-month span. And then I also got a cash rewards card with Navy, right? So they are great for that. But you need the primary accounts. I would say a minimum of 5. All right. So that's number 1 when it's talking about the state of business funding. And if you're on YouTube, if you have questions, you can type the questions in the chat. Okay. You can type the questions in the chat. Or you can join the live stream with the link in the actual chat. So if you look in the chat, the second link in the chat is a link to join the live stream. Okay. So if we get to 20 people on YouTube, I'm gonna be giving away 2 free credit repair spots. So we're gonna help 2 people get their credit fixed. We're gonna help them get their credit right because we know that's the most important thing right now that we need to kind of be focused on. So everybody on IG, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so that's number one is primary accounts. This is the number one thing that I would suggest you focus on, pay attention to if you're trying to get funding for your business. Now, you may be asking, where do I find banks? Where do I go to credit unions? You can go to sites like ibanknet.com. They are going to be a great resource. You can go to Google and type in credit unions near me and bring up a bunch of credit unions in your area as well. So number one is going to be primary accounts. Number two, here's a second biggest thing to pay attention to if you're looking to get funding for your business. It is going to be keeping your revolving account balances as low as possible. And here's what I mean. I'm not saying zero balances, but what I am saying is pay attention to the due date for your credit card, the statement date for your credit card, and then the reporting date. Those are all 3 different dates. What you want to do is get in the habit of when your credit card bill is the due date. So let's say the due date is Wednesday the 15th. When you pay that card off on the 13th or on the actual date of, right, if you're doing auto pay, you want to make sure that you're not using that card to at least maybe 5 days after you make that payment, because here's what happens. You make the payment on the 15th, but if you use it on the 16th, 17th, and then on the 18th, that is your statement date, right? Let's say that's your statement date. Whatever spend that you did between the 15th and the 18th, it gets added to your revolving account balance. Okay. So let's say you paid the rent on the first, right? Let's say your rent's $1,500 and the credit card is due on the 15th. Okay. But then from the 15th to the 18th, you get gas, you get some groceries, you go out. All of those things will add to your balance that gets reported to the credit bureaus. Because remember, the statement date is when the statement ends. So you need to call your credit card company today. As soon as you wake up, you need to call your credit repair company. You need to call your credit card company and say, hey, I was watching YouTube last night, and this guy, he was telling me that I need to know when my statement date is. Okay. The statement date is the date that your statement ends. Whatever balance you have at that time, that is what gets reported to the bureau. So even if you say, hey, I paid my card off on the 15th in full, right? I paid my card off. I see it is a low balance, but if you keep using it in between when you pay it off and the statement date, whatever that gap is or whatever that spend is, that will get reported to the bureaus. Now, how I found out when the actual card reports to the bureaus, this is an easy way. You can call them up, and Wells Fargo is great with this. If you have a Wells Fargo credit card, you just call them. They'll say, hey, we report on the 18th of every month. Boom. Then you know exactly what day is going to report to the bureaus. But you need to understand that, because I had a couple students who were they were paying their cards off, but they were using them after they paid them off, and it was messing up their utilization. Okay. So your utilization, I still say 10 to 15%. Anything over 10%, just expect that it could go either way with a new relationship. And I'm talking about relationships next. But if you're over 20%, right? Usually people say 30%. 30% is no more, family. 30% is no more. 30% is no more, right? You got to be under 20% utilization, okay? Under 20%, right? If you add 30, we got to figure out a way to pay those cards down. Maybe you hide your utilization, credit card stacking, whatever the case may be. We got to get that utilization in check, because banks kind of look at you now as risky, right? We know that the Fed just raised rates again, so interest on debt is going to be a lot more expensive, right? It's going to be a lot more expensive to carry credit card debt, right? It's going to be a lot more expensive to finance a vehicle, finance a home, things like that. but you can still get approved for things if you structure your personal credit properly. All right, we at 10 on YouTube, man. Can we get to 10 more? We're gonna do the free credit repair giveaway. All right. We're gonna do a free credit repair giveaway. All right, we're gonna give away some credit repair because we know this is the time to get right, family. This is the season to do it. We showed you last night how to actually go in and file those CFPB complaints. That is very, very vital right now in your credit repair journey. You got to understand that CFPB complaints and how to file them properly. And in the video training modules that come with the ebook, we actually lay that out for you. Okay, so make sure you tap in. Go to easyfundingbook.com, join the waiting list. The ebook comes out March 15th. All right, so we got having some primary accounts. Having some primary accounts. It's number one. Number two, keep the balances low on your revolving accounts. And I would even say on even like personal loans, right? Because personal loans don't necessarily have utilization, but if you take out a $15,000 personal loan, I would say maybe pay back 2 or 3 grand of it on the first payment, because one is helping your FICO score. It's helping your FICO score for sure. But two, it kind of shows that you're paying ahead of the payment schedule, right? So if you took out a loan for 48 months, but you already paid back like 3,500 or 3 grand of that loan, now you're in a payment decline, right? You're in a payment decline. You're accelerating the payments, and the utilization on that personal loan is lower. Okay, so maybe if you took out a $10,000 personal loan, you pay back 3,000. Now you technically only have 70% utilization on that personal loan. All right. So just keep that in mind. I know right now things are tough. We got a couple clients, we working with them, and just working through issues with utilization. Right. I'm talking to people on the phone. People are having challenges with utilization. Now, here's the thing too. Now, I just want to say this because some people will say, well, just get a personal loan to pay off the revolving the cars. If you don't have a strategy, or if you're not going to be getting a lump sum of money, I would not be doing personal loans right now as a new primary account. I wouldn't do it. It's too risky to the banks, because at least for 90 days, you got to make payment histories. That's why I say, if you're going to take out a personal loan, pay up like 3 or 6 months of it, right? And then take the rest and make your move or do what you got to do. Because a new primary account and you maxing out the loan, so to speak, and you're just making the equal monthly payments, it kind of doesn't look good. It doesn't look like you're paying off the loan quick enough, right? Remember, it's borrowing behaviors. Borrowing behaviors is what FICO rewards you for. So the better your borrowing behaviors are, the better chances you have of being approved for funding. Okay. Now, here's the workaround. So we said, number one, add some primary accounts that are in your personal name. It could be an auto loan, it could be a credit card, it could be a mortgage, it could even be a personal loan, as long as you got the strategy right. All right. Number two is going to be keeping your revolving account balances low as possible, right? Keeping them low as possible, so that you're always in a position to get personal and business funding. Right now, 20% is kind of the max now. Now, if you have a high limit personal credit card and you carry a 20% balance on that individual account, and then the rest you pay off in full, that's still technically in a good sweet spot, right? So just keep that in mind too. So we said primary accounts, keeping your revolving balances low. And then the last thing is going to be relationships, relationship banking. This is one thing that kind of saved me. This was kind of my saving grace when I went through my funding journey back in 2020, right? Is that I would establish bank accounts with the bank before I would ask for any money, right? And I still utilize the same strategy. Some people call it credit gardening. I just call it, stacking banks in hopes of getting funding. And what you want to do with relationship banking is, if you have a W-2, 9 to 5 money, or like some side hustle money that you just kind of put into the side, it's not really in use, you're not paying your bills with it. What I would do is take that money. I will move that money around to different. I will move that money around to different lending institutions before applying for funding. So if you're going to like a Navy Federal, for instance, right, they're big on their internal data score, right? The internal score looks at how many deposits you make. Do you make bi-weekly or weekly deposits into your checking and savings account? Do you have any other products aside from a credit card? Do you have a mortgage with them? Do you have an auto loan? The more products you have with Navy Federal, it actually works better in your favor, believe it or not. And the same thing goes for other credit unions. Credit unions want you to have as many products as possible. They want you to get a credit card. They want you to get a line of credit. They want you to get a personal loan. They want you to get an auto loan. They want you to get as many bank accounts and as many lending products as they have, right? So again, like I said, you can build your primary accounts with the credit unions if you have a relationship, right? Bank of America is good for relationship banking on a national scale. Chase is good. Wells Fargo, they're okay, right? They're not the best. They're not the worst. Even Truist is good if they're in your area, if they're in your state. I know y'all get on me in the comments about that. Oh, I don't have a Truist in my area. But if you go to easyfundingbook.com, I'm going to show you how to find banks like Truist in your state. But a lot of banks want relationship, and not just for personal funding, for business funding. So if you're just tuning in, today we're talking about the state of business funding. 3 things you need to be paying attention to help you get your first or your next $50,000 in business funding. So IG, make sure y'all share this out. Make sure y'all share this out, family, because the information that we're putting out is going to be valuable to someone. Also, the numbers on YouTube, we're going down. We need to be going up. We're trying to get to 20 people on the live stream. So make sure y'all share this out so we can do a free credit repair giveaway. All right. So make sure y'all share this out. But relationships. Now, it could be a number of different things when we talk about relationship. It could be checking and savings, right? The bank accounts you have. But more importantly, the lending products that you have, right? Like for instance, Chase, they don't consider you a customer if you don't have an auto loan, a mortgage, a bank account, a business bank account. The more products that you have with Chase, that's when they consider you to be a customer. Now, that is the largest bank in the world, so they have the most deposits, whatever the case may be. But again, even like on the smaller scale, right? Like we have a local credit union here in Charlotte, Skylar Credit Union. Okay. They have business credit cards that go up to 50,000. Now, to get to 50,000, you probably are gonna have to have a strong banking relationship. You're probably gonna have to make some deposits to your business bank account on a regular basis, right? Which means you got to go out, got to hustle, got to market, get in front of as many people as possible. I know I've been guilty of not doing that myself. But as you start to generate revenue, the credit unions, both personal and business, will be your best friend. They will be your best friend because when you have the relationships with the credit unions, they can move the bar a little bit. Their underwriting guidelines are not as strict as like a Wells Fargo, right? Now, Wells Fargo has been pretty lenient over the last, I would say, year and a half since we dropped that 100K Wells Fargo play back in, I want to say, May of last year. They've been pretty lenient as far as their lending guidelines. Now, that could dry up, that could switch up, that could go away. So you just have to be mindful when it comes to the big banks. They're real moody. The big banks are moody, whereas the credit unions, they look at the relationship. They look at how much you deposit into your bank account, how frequently you're making those deposits, okay? They look at the whole picture. That's why I like the credit unions to establish your profile, right? Because one hard inquiry for like a credit union like True Lion Federal Credit Union, you could get a credit card, a home equity line of credit. You could get a personal loan and an auto loan with one inquiry. The inquiry is good for 60 days. So anything that you want from that particular credit union, you have 60 days to apply for it. Now, you may be thinking, why would a credit union do that? But like I said, they're big on the relationship. They want you to get as many products that they offer, right? I was just at True Lion today, and they have home equity lines of credit. They also do personal lines of credit. They also do personal loans. They also do auto loans, right? So it's just a myriad of things, right? And that's a great credit union to join if it's in your area. But those are the things I recommend that you pay attention to in order to get funding for your business. Okay, in order to get funding for your business. So if you're watching this live and you have questions, you can either type the questions in the chat or you can join the live stream. I put the link to join the live stream in the actual I put the live stream link in the chat. So if you want to hop on the live, you can do that. If you got questions on Instagram, you can join the Instagram feed. You can hit the join button right at the bottom and get your questions answers live, man. Let's do some quick Q&A. So again, tonight we're talking about the state of business funding. Okay, so primary accounts is going to be critical, key, critical. You have to build the primary accounts. You have to build the profile. Discover is great for secure option and a soft pull. They do a soft pull pre-approval. Same thing with Capital One. They do a soft pull pre-approval. And another thing you can do that's a soft pull is not an online situation, but if you think you may or may not be in a good position for credit, if you go to stores like Belks, I don't know, there's a store down here in the South, but they're backed by Synchrony Bank, so they have a Belk store card. Dick's Sporting Goods, there's another store in J.C. Penney. If you go to any of these stores and you shop, if you get pre-approved for that credit card, normally I would say if you don't have 5 revolving accounts, go ahead and add that to your profile. But what I would say is that's a good sign to go online and see what other pre-approval account. I wouldn't get the Dick's Sporting Goods, or JCPenney or Bell. I wouldn't get the card at this point in the game. But what I would do is say, okay, if they're offering me a pre-approved offer for a credit card, for a store card, let me go online and do a search with Card Match. Okay. Cardmatch.com. Card Match is going to show you what cards you qualify for or have a pretty much an 85% chance of getting approved for. But other than that, keep the balances low on your revolving accounts. Make sure you're building relationships, checking account, business account, personal savings, business savings. I'm big on the business savings now. I'm telling a lot of people, get those business savings accounts. That way you're not going into the negative. They're not charging you a bunch of money to keep money in the checking account. Because a lot of banks, they do charge to keep money in those business checking accounts. Now that's just the game that they play. Because we know banks, they all about the bottom line, man. They all about the investors and the shareholders. So we just got to play the game smart. We got to be more efficient. We got to know what order and what sequence we want to get to applying for funding, right? And so we're going to talk a lot about the sequence, how you want to structure your sequence for funding. But if you're watching on YouTube, man, I'm taking questions, man. We in Q&A. We're talking about the state of business funding. If you have not yet, make sure you head over to easyfundingbook.com. I'm going to put it on the screen. Make sure you get on the waiting list. We're going to be doing some giveaways for the ebook, right? So the ebook comes out next week. So I'm going to put easyfundingbook.com. All right. So you can go to easyfundingbook.com and get access to your ebook, right? The ebook comes out on the 15th. So if you're on the waiting list, you will be notified at midnight on the 15th to go ahead and place your order. And again, like I said, the first 100 people to order a copy of the ebook, first 100 people, you will be invited to a privately held Zoom call with our personal bankers, the bankers that we use in order to get our clients funded, right? And I'm going to actually be doing a funding call, right? So we're going to have the bankers on the call. I'm going to be showing you what banks we go to get our clients approved for funding. So if you need some funding, make sure you tap in, get the ebook, and come to that call on the March the 18th, because we're going to go through the funding sequence. We're going to show you what banks to go to. We're going to help you guys get in position. Okay. That is the goal of the call. You can ask the banker questions live. Hey, this is my situation. Can you do a loan based on these parameters? Or if I, for whatever reason, can't show tax returns, what's the most that I can see? Count Music. Yeah, man. What's going on, my brother? Yeah, I definitely appreciate you tapping in with me, man. I was pumping gas and my guy said, hey, man, you the guy from YouTube. I'm like, I am? But yeah, that was me, brother. So I appreciate you. Steve Kim said, what are the best trade lines to age your account? I like Discover because they report to all 3 business bureaus. I would get one that's at least 7 to 10 years old. I would do that, Steve. Solution said the Navy Federal accounts you just listed were on the personal side. Yes, so that's just an example. But most credit unions have those product solutions. They're gonna have some type of personal loan, some type of auto loan, mortgage. I've even seen some credit unions offer like vacation loans, which is kind of interesting. You can get a loan to take a vacation. I mean, kind of technically getting something, but it's unsecured. It's unsecured. So that's the main thing. Lavonda said, how do you feel about the Divvy business credit? I like Divvy. I just, the net 30 part of it, you just have to be accepting of it, but they do give high limits. They gave me 20,000 on a line of credit. I used it a couple times, but lately, I haven't been using Divvy because of the net 30, paying full situation. And the same thing with Capital on Tap. You can get in a lot of trouble with Capital on Tap. They give you a lot of money, but you just have to be mindful. I like it. I like it more for real estate. If you're doing real estate, Lavonda, I would say Divvy is great because, if you're working with a hard money lender, typically you get reimbursed for the renovations that you put into the property. But just overall, Divvy is good for high limits. I've seen limits go as high with Divvy as $80,000. We've been able to get some people approved for $80,000 Divvy cards. Yeah. Vacation loans are interesting because it kind of does help your profile. What I wouldn't get too many vacation loans, but maybe one if you want to take nice little family trip to Disneyland. It wouldn't hurt to get a primary account for a vacation loan that's unsecured, something like that. Count Music say, see me at Sam's the other day. Yeah, man. I'm out and about, man. I'm out. So if y'all see me out and about, man, say what's up. Tap in with me, man. I'm not one of those people, man. I'm a part of the community, man. I'm not the community. I'm a part of the community. So just keep that in mind, man. But what other questions, family? I know we've been on here rocking for about 20 something minutes, actually 40 minutes. But make sure you head over to easyfundingbook.com. Get on the waiting list to get the ebook. It comes out March 15th. Again, anybody, the first 100 people to purchase the ebook between now and next Friday, Wednesday and next Friday, you will get invited to a special funding call. I'm going to have the bankers on the call. I can't stress that enough. It's going to be our personal banking contacts, right? So we're going to have Rock Financial. We're going to have other financial institutions on the call live, okay? So that way you can ask questions, you can get the answers you need, right? A lot of you guys are DM me questions and, they may not be questions that, I'm in a position to answer, but the bank can answer those questions, right? Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's scenario is different. So that's why it's important to get in front of the bankers and ask the bankers, because they have the answers as well. All right. So with that being said, who joined the waiting list? I'm just curious for everybody on the live stream. If you're watching on Instagram, if you're watching on YouTube, who joined the live stream? Who joined the waiting list? I'm sorry, everybody on the live stream. Who joined the waiting list, man? I'm just curious. What's going on, Edwin? Edwin, what's happening? Where we at? I'm trying to see the comments on StreamYard. StreamYard is tripping. But hey, make sure y'all go back and watch that video yesterday. My man Jeff, man, he gave y'all some gems, some real gems when we talking about filing CFPB complaints. Which we're gonna get into that next week. So every day this week we're gonna be going live. We're gonna be dropping some game, giving you guys some game. So make sure you turn on your notification bells. If you're watching this on the replay, turn on your notification bells. We're gonna be going live a lot more on the channel. The goal is to get the channel to 10,000 subscribers, man. I know we can do it. I just need everybody's help, man. So if you're watching this and you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on your notification bell, and we're going to get it rocking. So I don't see any questions on Instagram or YouTube. But yeah, if you haven't yet, make sure you hit the waiting list, easyfundingbook.com. We're going to be giving away cash. 2 people going to win $100 gift cards. We're giving away 2 mentorships, right? So 2 people are going to get access to our one-on-one business funding program, right? Where we help you get $150,000 to $250,000 in funding. We're going to be doing free credit repair every day, right? So if you're watching this and you say, hey, look, I know I got to fix my credit. I know I need to clean my credit up. Email me at info@CBCA Network. So I'm going to type it. I'm going to put it on the screen. info@CBCAnetwork.com. So make sure y'all do that. And comment under this video. So if you're watching this on the replay, you say, hey, look, I definitely need to clean my credit up. I need some credit help. Email me and comment me under the video. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna get it rocking. We're gonna get you on the phone. We're gonna choose 2 people, right? And we're gonna put you in the raffle. We're gonna spin the wheel, and the 2 people that we choose, we're gonna reach out to you personally, and we're gonna get you on the phone. We're gonna figure out exactly what your credit situation is, and we're gonna get you some credit repair. Solution said, what are your thoughts about self-reporting like NAV or eCredible? I don't like eCredible, and the only reason why I don't like eCredible is because when you want to get rid of it, it impacts your business profile negatively. You pretty much can't get rid of it, right? Now, yeah, you can report your cell phone and your utilities and your office if you got like a virtual office, all of those things that don't get reported to business credit. But when you stop using eCredible, I've seen people have their business scores drop drastically. Because that's no longer reporting to your business profile. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. It's not bad, but it's just when you get rid of it, it can be detrimental to your profile. But NAV is good. I would personally, and I was just telling my accelerator students that with NAV, I'm recommending you just get the quarterly plan once a year, maybe twice a year. I don't think at the price that they're at now, I think it's like $59 a month. It's not worth it at that price to keep it monthly on a long-term ongoing basis. Nah, it's not worth it. Not in my opinion. But what do I know, right? Good stuff, man. I see we didn't get to 20 on YouTube, man. We got to fix that. We got to fix the YouTube. We should be at least 20 by now. But we're still going to do the free credit repair giveaway. All you have to do is comment me under this video. Comment me in your email or you can email us at info@CBCA Network, and we'll get your information. We'll put you in a raffle. We're going to pick 2 people, and we're going to help them get the credit right, right? We're going to help them get the credit right, take a look at your credit report, and we're going to get you right? Because that's what we do. As always, family, I'm going to hop off of here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video and comment me below the video on YouTube if you need access to credit repair. BWRE, you have to comment me under the video on YouTube. Solution said I cancel NAV quarterly. Yeah, I would just do it once a year. I would just do it once a year. It's not an ongoing thing anymore. They cost too much. Edwin Prequire says, who pulls from Equifax only? That's the only one that's good. You got to come to the funding call on Friday and we'll give you a whole rundown. But Truist definitely is Equifax exclusive. They do Equifax exclusively. Who else is Equifax exclusive? If you tell me what area you in, Edwin, that would probably help. Elan Financial. So anytime you see a bank that uses Elan Financial as a third party, they pull Equifax exclusively. You know. All right. So let's see. I don't see any other questions. California. Let me think about that. I'm trying to think on the West Coast. Equifax. West Coast is more Experian only. If you just said Experian, I'd have had a couple banks lined up for you, Edwin. But yeah, it's tough. On the West Coast, I don't know too many Equifax only. Sometimes Chase pulls Equifax, but most of the time they pull Experian and Equifax, not just one. So I would say Chase, but usually Chase is going to be Experian and Equifax. So sorry. But yeah, NAV quarterly, not worth it, man. Not in my opinion. Or just monthly. $59 a month for a business trade line. Yeah, it's not necessarily the value that I'll be looking for. But hopefully, guys, this was helpful, guys. Make sure, what about in Georgia? Equifax only. Georgia, Truist. Truist is in Georgia for sure. They're everywhere in Atlanta, and all over the state. Savannah, everywhere. Solutionist said, how can I reach you for a future collab? Hit me on IG, Solutionist. I definitely will tap in with you. Hit me on IG and we'll set it up, man. I'll definitely be down to do it. I need to be, this is the year for collaboration. So I want to tap in with you and build with as many people as possible to kind of spread the gospel of, business funding, personal credit, and credit repair. So as many people as I can collab with, let's do it. But yeah, man, I don't want to hold y'all up, man. I know it's 1 a.m. on East Coast. I just wanted to come and get some gain, get some value. Make sure y'all hop on that ebook waiting list, right? If you have not yet, make sure you hop on the waiting list, easyfundingbook.com. Make sure you get on there. So when we drop the ebook, you get notified first to get your copy. And we're going to have some special surprises. So we're going to be doing free credit repair all this week. And next Friday, for everybody who gets the ebook, you get invited to the funding call on Friday on Zoom. So make sure you tap in with me. And as always, subscribe to the channel, man. If this information is good to you, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video. It helps the content get out to a wider audience, and we greatly appreciate the support. And Instagram, follow me. Follow me on IG, man. This is what we do, man. and we're gonna make it happen, man. But I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get off of here. IG, I appreciate y'all. We're gonna hop off IG. Phone is running hot. Excuse YouTube world. I appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with me. Make sure y'all share this video out. Make sure y'all share the content out. Make sure y'all like this video. And we will be back tomorrow with another live stream. All right, family. Peace.